All right, man. Straight politicking on all you fools out here. I'm sitting with Spider Loc, the most Easty, Munchie B, the mayor. I'm Alex Alonso. And, man, let's start off with a fact check from last week. We were talking about whites and in hip hop, and I think we were talking about Culture Vulture, and I mentioned the Beastie Boys were the first to go platinum. It was actually Run DMC the first to go platinum, but it was the Beastie Boys to go 5 times platinum with their 1987 album that had a whole bunch of hits and cuts. That album eventually sold 9 million, which is really just unheard of.
Damn near diamond.
Yeah, what year they did that?
That came out in 87 when I was in high school.
And what year did they Run DMC go platinum?
They came out in 84, and I think that it was their 1984 album that went platinum.
I'm proud of myself because I guessed that too.
I figured you were setting up a pat on the back for yourself.
No. I just want to make sure I had my little, I want my credentials. Hey, because that's before my time, you feel me?
Oh, yeah. The first time I heard of Run DMC, I think I was about 11 or 12 years old. They had a single called Sucker MCs.
I remember that now that you mentioned it. That's crazy.
Very basic beat, but that shit was hard once they started rapping.
That's crazy.
Boom, pow, pow, boom, pow. Sucker MCs. I think that was 82 or 83.
It blows my mind when I look back at some of that old stuff and realize this was our idea of cool. I used to think Fonzie was cool. So Run DMC, they were just a little bit cooler than Fonzie when you look back.
No, I thought Fonzie was the coolest thing on TV.
He was at one point.
I thought Fonzie could beat everybody up.
Oh, my mama.
So was Fonzie one of them greaser type dudes, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The greaser. Him and Bowser.
What was Fonzie's actual full character name?
Arthur Fonzarelli?
Bam.
Oh, man.
Arthur Fonzarelli.
Living with the Cunningham.
Yeah.
Patsy, Richie, yeah.
Let's see do you remember what day of the week that show used to come on?
Nah, Thursdays?
I think it was Tuesdays at 8 o'clock, and then it was followed up by Laverne and Shirley.
Laverne Shore, you could have asked me that. I would have told you that. Lenny and Squiggy, yeah, I know all about that. Samizo, Bottle Tops Incorporated.
Yeah, man, those were the days for all of those. For everybody, I guess you gotta be at least 50 to have watched those in prime time.
Yeah, that's why I don't know the day.
You watching the syndicated repeats.
Yeah.
But to watch it in prime time, live, weekly, you have to be at least in your early 50s to remember Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, Mork and Mindy.
I remember Mork and Mindy, Nanu.
And man, I used to sit there and change the TV channel like this, and I used to just keep changing the channels. And I'd be like, okay, these are white people. And anything, if I just saw black people, boom, I just stop and start watching it. I didn't care what show it was.
You stop on the Jeffersons?
Of course.
Jeffersons, Good Times.
Jeffersons.
Or just seeing black folks on a show. Yeah.
Okay, so how did y'all feel about that show with the white man raising the 2 black kids?
Oh, that was my show.
Oh, that was Different Strokes.
Different Strokes.
She
Yeah, Different Strokes. Conrad Bain was the white guy.
I had a talk with an older dude when I was locked up, and he didn't like that show.
Yeah, because it was about a white rich man adopting black kids from the hood and then raising them wealthy, detached from their blackness.
And culturalizing them, teaching them things they didn't know, and it seemed like, I could see, if I look at it now from an adult perspective, I probably could pick up on whatever your partner spoke on. But back then as a kid, it was a great show, bro.
Yeah, but there are definitely in real life issues about white folks adopting black kids. Because they don't grow up black. True.
It's something else I find ironic about that show. That's the first time I used to realize, and I see what's going on now with the children and the sexualization. Arnold used to go on dates like in elementary school, and they used to foster this childhood romantic thing like it was real. They would really go on dates with a girl or with a burger soda spot, which I think now, when I think back, that was too much.
Do you remember one of who was the brother?
Dudley?
Willis.
You talking about Gary Coleman, brother?
Todd Bridges. What was Todd Bridges' character? Willis. Remember one of his girlfriends on the show?
That's the one.
Yeah, Janet Jackson.
Boy. Hey, Spider got a good memory over there.
He don't want to grow up to be the jailbird, huh?
Yep, local as fuck. Everybody out here knew him. Local.
Hey, do you know he beat an attempted murder that happened down right here on off of Slauson and Western somewhere? Beat an attempted murder, shot a brother 5 times, point blank. Dude lived.
Damn.
Got charged with attempted murder in '89. Guess who his lawyer was though? This was kind of when he was Johnny Cochran. And the dude that he shot came and testified against him and pointed and said, Willis shot me.
In a state with no self-defense law, Johnny Cochran was the she-nit.
Got acquitted. I was like, wow. Because I was about 18 watching, they put on the news every day. I'm like, damn, Willis is going to prison. Bro just shot this dude 5 times. But I think he was on a crackhead binge at the time.
I recall when he was going through that run of all the headlines and being involved in drugs and local street shit. And it looked like he went from childhood stardom to grown failure. I remember he went through all that. Then he ended up on one of those comedy shows where they react to shit with B-list celebrity. It was marketed as a B-list celebrity show, and he was on there. Shout out to Ty Bridges.
He did some celebrity boxing and knocked somebody out.
He did.
Yeah. Hey, he did a Marlon Wayans on me once.
Oh yeah.
One of the big chipper.
He sure did. This was like a decade ago though. I was like, bro, I'd love to get you on the platform because you was in the streets of LA, you was doing your thing. Bro hit me with like a 30 racks.
Whoa.
I was like, serious?
I think you probably do yourself injustice with a lot of people when they don't realize how attached you are to the culture because how professional you are and how well presented all your content is. They look at you more like a corporation and they think that you this.
They don't know it's a one-man band sometimes.
Yeah, that's from these streets of South Central Southern California from right here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I heard that that's his get down though. He ain't doing nothing for you don't really see Ty Bridges.
I get it. I think I spent some time in the county jail with Ty Bridges back in the day.
How many child actors what's the percentage of the child actors that grow up and just be straight and don't have no problems, no trauma, no drug addictions, no?
Very few.
I don't think it escapes the 20 percentile range.
Damn.
Definitely don't.
Tatiana Alio, fine ass. She play Ashley on Fresh Prince.
And I did an audition with her before and was right next to her, so I don't know none of her personal things, but I could tell just being around her that she fits the category of outside the 20%.
Okay, that's good.
She did okay, huh?
The 20% is the people we say that do.
Okay.
I felt like I was next to one of my peers.
Okay.
No disrespect to you, baby, and I'm not knocking nothing, but I could just, and that was a small moment, but I could pretty much tell. You know what I'm saying?
I got a slight crush on Tatiana Ali.
She a gerb. She a real life. It translates up close too.
Yeah.
All right. Another fact check from a couple weeks ago. We were talking about how some coaches or some great athletes are not great coaches. Apparently, Larry Bird, although had a short career as a coach, 3 seasons, I believe, from '97 to 2000, ended up with a winning record. A pretty good winning record to where you would think he would have continued, but he quit and never coached again.
Hold on. So who coached? Who was the coach and the player at the same time?
In what sport?
Well, I'm not talking about like on some Kobe Bryant Jordan thing. I'm talking about like in basketball.
I don't know if there was a
No, it was a player. He was on paper a coach and a player.
Yeah, I can't recall, but
Yeah.
I know Pete Rose did it in baseball.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he was the manager of the Cincinnati Reds, and he was also the player.
It's crazy you said that because I was going to say Munchie probably knows as much as he into sports gambling. And then you said Pete Rose, and I really thought about sports gambling. That shit was crazy. You just gave me a mental
Because he got banned from baseball.
Yeah, like you said that shit. As soon as sports gambling came to my mind, you said Pete Rose. I'm like, damn, is he listening to my brain?
Hey, Pete Rose was out there. He was in the dugout making phone calls on bets.
Kobe?
Yeah. And that was, I guess it's obviously
Against the law.
it's illegal. But they say he would bet on games where his team was playing, but they said he always bet for his team to win.
So no matter what.
Yeah, he never bet his own team to lose. Because that's the thing. You don't want to be throwing games.
Offsetting it,
Yeah, you don't want to be the coach or the manager.
But if you're in the dugout and you pretty much know this game is over, I mean, you can still bet on your team to lose and be cheating the system. Cause
I don't know how long ago y'all talking about, but you could do a live bet in the middle of the game if you know it ain't going right. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you can?
Yeah, you could do a bet at any time of the game, right?
So
Depending on where you doing it at.
is that part of your hustle with the gambling?
No, a live bets don't always go your way though. You know what I'm saying?
The upsets will fuck you over. Excuse me again. I'm trying to get better with the
nah.
cussing, brother.
No. Yeah, but you know that's only team sports because Mayweather he always bet on himself.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's not ethically wrong or nothing.
No, I don't think boxing because it's not a team sport.
Right.
Boxing is more established around the culture of betting too. It's all about betting.
Have you ever heard of a boxer that went to jail for throwing a fight?
No.
What you mean throwing a fight?
They say back in the 50s and 60s.
Throwing a fight like, okay.
Like getting knocked out on purpose.
Oh man, you know how many people have tried to get me disenfranchised with the fight game period, just trying to, real grown, intelligent people trying to convince me it's fixed. I mean, some things I know would get tricky, but I tend to believe a lot of what we see is authentic competition.
Well, you know, when Muhammad Ali knocked out Sonny Liston and has that iconic photo of him
with his hands in the air.
Yeah.
The Phantom Punch.
The Phantom Punch. It's like a graze. And Sonny Liston was the beast. So I watched this fight so many times from so many angles, and I don't see the punch. And then I watched these documentaries about Sonny Liston. He was dealing with gamblers. They were telling him to throw fights. So, that might be one of them.
The performance may have not been too well.
Well, Muhammad Ali turned out to be a great fighter, though. So, you know.
I'm going to tell you this. The times that I have, and I'm not saying I'm no knockout artist, not patting my back, tooting my horn, but the times I have swung and knocked people out, it wasn't a punch I thought was going to knock them out.
It's never.
It's the punch I thought was too soft. That wasn't quite the one, just barely connected. It's
Hey, well, was you scared throwing them punches? Because you know fear turned into agility.
No, I wasn't scared. The ones when I got, well, my very first one was Samoan. He was big, and I was kind of like, but and other times it's been the one where I just thought, like, let me, and it's like, ooh.
Hey, believe it, fear turned into agility. Like you'll kick into the next gear.
It does. Oh, I know that survival. You know, yeah, survival.
All right, Munchie, you asked what was the relations between Japan and USA last week before USA obliterated the country with 2 atomic bombs. They had a decent relationship during World War I, 1914, but then Japan invaded China in 1931, and the U.S. was like, hey, kick back. What you doing? We got a great relationship. They were trading partners. Then they did a massacre. The Japanese did a massacre in China where they actually raped women and killed children during this invasion in 1937. And the U.S. decided we can't trade with y'all no more because y'all turned barbaric on us. And then Japan was like, okay.
In what year?
1937 was the rape of Nanking.
And America was calling somebody barbaric in the 30s?
Well, I think America by the third. Well, what are you talking about in terms of global war or the way we get treated here in the country?
For the things Farrakhan speak about.
Yeah, the civil rights and then international politics is 2 different things. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But no, they were raping Chinese women and killing them, and the U.S. said, "Hey, we're not going to trade with you if you're going to be doing that." So they completely did a trade embargo against the Japanese in 1939, and then in 1941, Japan decided to bomb Pearl Harbor, which was a U.S. territory, killed about 1,400 people.
Does that mean they sent aircraft from Japan, or did they have some place local that they launched from?
Well, Hawaii is kind of like midpoint between California and Japan. It's still a long flight.
Time-wise, that's what I was curious.
Yeah, it's still a long flight.
Time-wise.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking.
What do you mean?
Time-wise to get there.
Where did they launch from?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to come to do that mission.
Yeah, they had to have, well, there's no other place to come from.
I'm saying, how long is the flight, you imagine?
I would say, I think it's about 3 hours. But, you know, they fly in different planes, so I don't know if they got...
Older, yeah, that was longer.
Yeah, I don't know if it's faster, slower. And they're flying single-man jets.
But anybody that's ever slid, listening or in this room, could you imagine going 3 hours to go get your man at 40,000 feet in the air?
Yeah, they had to... It took a while to get there. I just know from L.A. to Hawaii is about, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours. So, but hey, do you feel that Japan bombing Pearl Harbor and killing 1,400 people equates to the United States dropping 2 bombs on the whole country and killing 200,000?
200,000 versus how many?
1,400.
It's like you slap me, you cannot dictate my response.
I get it. Yeah. And, you know, U.S. is kind of they try to be this gentle, but they're a bully at the same time. Gentle bully. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it seems as if they bullied their way into position, and now they're trying to posture as gentle.
But you know what the Japanese people did what the Japanese government did in China in 1937, they killed like 100,000 people. So it's almost like karma.
But that's like black on black crime.
Yeah, I guess so. Asians killing Asians, huh?
You feel me?
So
Tribal wars in Africa.
I guess you can say, to answer your question, Munchie, right before World War I, for that decade, from the 30s, it was the relationships was going downhill. It's going downhill, all because Japan invaded China. And now the United States has a military base in Japan and pretty much controls. They don't have a military anymore. They're not allowed to have a military.
That's the exercising of the 48 laws of power theory of crushing your enemy completely.
Yeah, and Germany's not allowed to have a military anymore.
So United States is the big bad gangster on the map.
No, because the United States has allies, so it's not. It's the whole allied nations that all agree.
It's the gangsterism with the finesse of politicking combined.
Yeah, you could say it like that. I forget the 5 nations that make all the world decisions, but U.S. is one. U.S., Britain, China, Russia, and France. Maybe those are the 5 seats at the table.
Do you believe it? Anything about us having the language that's more
Sophisticated.
no, less sophisticated or more understandable or used throughout all as to why we are so influential around the world, why more people seem to be.
We got the hardest language to learn.
Really?
Yeah, if you're not born with English, it's tough.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's why I said sophisticated. English is one of the hardest
Because
languages.
all the bullshit rules and shit, huh, that don't like phone being spent with a PH. How the fuck do you explain that to somebody?
Honestly, I can't explain why, because I speak it. But that's why I've been hearing all my life that the English language is the most difficult language to learn.
It's like the words comb, bomb, tomb.
My point exactly.
Those 3 words are spelled exactly the same and are pronounced 3 different ways.
Hold on, you said what? Say it again?
Comb, bomb, and
tomb.
tomb. You ain't gonna learn that unless you born in it.
Or like I say, phone. What, who, why, where did they come up with this PH? What purpose? If we have an F, why do you ever have to come up with phonics or a PH?
Or GH.
Yes, or knife with the K in. What the heck is he?
Hey, the craziest spelling I've ever seen is when I was in Germany. I'd be seeing these words with consonants back to back to back and then triple, quadruple vowels. And I'm like, how does that even spell something? But that's coming from the perspective of we know English. But it's obviously their language. They speak it, they read it, Or look at Chinese writing, any of the Asian writing.
Yeah, I was about to say that when you stop, like when you write Chinese, that's the most. I think that's the most difficult.
It's not even letters.
You drawing.
It's characters.
You drawing.
No, I'm from that blows my mind. Shout out my boy Scrap, Clichy 93 TV. He speaks French, Spanish, English, and I forget the other one, Scrap, but he speaks Armenian. He speaks those languages pretty fluently. He says that Spanish is the most difficult one for him, but I listen to him correspond with Spanish speaking people on a regular basis, and he does quite well. Kobe spoke 4, 5, 6 languages quite fluently as well.
Yeah, he knew that Italian for sure.
He was an army kid that moved around though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I dabble in a couple languages myself, but
I would love to challenge myself to learn another language. That seems like the most impossible thing I can imagine. I don't understand people speaking Spanish. It seems like they don't separate nowhere. It almost like they making words like they more like humming. It goes together. I don't understand how you do that.
The people that don't understand English, they trying to figure out how we do it.
But it seems like people figure English out more readily and better than other people figure out any other language.
Because they throw into a situation where they got to learn.
Okay.
Like being ESL classes, you got to figure it out.
All right, man. I wanted to tap in with famous rapper, another rapper. At least he didn't get murdered, but nevertheless, he lost his life. Rich Homie Quan was found asleep on the floor with food in his mouth before his death. We don't have the official cause of death, but there's a lot of people, rumors about ODing. Someone said something about foam in his mouth. I'm not sure if it was the brother that found him. But let me just read a couple of quick sentences here from a recent article. It says, more details have come to light about the death of Atlanta rapper Rich Homie Quan. The release of a police incident report reveals the rapper's brother's food. The rapper's brother found him asleep on the floor with food in his mouth hours before his death. On Monday, the Atlanta Police Department shared an incident report that gives accounts of Rich Homie Quan's girlfriend and brother, the last people to see the rapper alive the day he died. Rich Homie Quan's brother reportedly told police that Mumford, that's his government name, woke up around 9 a.m. and he woke up around 3 a.m. and saw the rapper asleep on the floor by the kitchen with food in his mouth. His brother told the officers the scene was very unusual, and he picked Quan up off the floor and put him on the couch. And then that's when he realized there was no response.
That's crazy. I heard a report that a female found him.
Well, there was a.
That's your tablet, Alex.
Yeah, I realized that.
I think I heard something like the girlfriend planning on suing TMZ for releasing the 911 call.
I better take it down.
It depends on what state. Some states 911 calls are public. I don't know what Georgia laws are. So if 911 calls are public in Georgia, there's nothing she could do.
What you think she feels ashamed of the fact that she didn't have enough urgency in her call?
I didn't hear the call.
Oh, it's very lackluster.
You think so?
Well, that's what the majority of people seem to think. And she didn't seem to be in too much of a panic. I'm not judging her, but some people react differently. Maybe she didn't realize the actual condition he was in, but it didn't seem like she realized how serious it was.
I think the people are nitpicking at
You might be right,
every
Alex.
single sentence, every single word.
Right.
And I don't want to be a part of that, so you might be right, bro.
And I here's another thing I realized, and we'll get back to Rich Homie Quan, but when it comes to grieving the death of someone, I hate when the police say, he didn't seem sad.
Yeah.
He didn't cry.
Everybody grieved different,
everybody grieves differently.
Especially when you're dealing with the shock of the actual situation.
I've seen so many people get lined up by the police because their grieving wasn't grieving enough, and then turned out to be innocent, of course.
There's a video of a female teacher, Caucasian, school shooting, children in the class, and she's in the midst of it, and she's trying to barricade the door, and she's turning around, and whatever child is filming her, like, what are you laughing about? What's funny? And the comments are debating about the reaction to shock. There's a current or active shooter in the school. She's standing there putting her life against the door, locking it, barricading it. But as she turns and looks to the school, at the class, she's actually giggling. And it just brings me to the thought of what we're discussing, because they're like, she cannot be thinking it's funny. But one of the teenage kids like, what the fuck you laughing at? Nothing's funny.
So you saying a teacher that was by the door barricading and she was laughing?
Yes, it appeared that she was laughing in this intense moment, yeah. And some people were like in the comments explaining that some people's initial reaction to the most intense moments is laughter, even when they're fearful, angry, or whatever.
That could be a thing. I don't know. That could be a thing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people might be over criticizing the way she communicated that 911 call to the dispatch. And, we expecting her to say this and say that. Well, I wouldn't have said this. I wouldn't have said that. I would have spoke it this way. Hey, how often do you wake up and your brother is dying?
Oh, that was his sister?
I think.
No. Whoever made the call to 911, that was his girl.
Yeah, that was the girl. I'm sorry. Amber Williams is her name. She's the girlfriend. But, you find yourself in a situation like this once in a lifetime, There's no time to rehearse it, and I think she just did the best she could.
It reminds me when PNB Rock unfortunately lost his life, and the Screw needed a female that was accompanying him. She fell under.
Goodness. Yeah. They tore her up.
What about...
She was in on it.
Yeah.
She set him up.
Yeah.
She didn't do shit.
And on the flip side, Brianita. Just being next to something of that nature, your name is going to definitely get highlighted.
Well, according to your homie, Nina Boy.
Neighborhood Nina from the 9.
Brian Nita is in on it.
Hey.
And he got the factual actual.
He running his numbers up, man. Salute to the homie.
Hold on. So he said Cowboy in on it and Brianita?
Oh, yeah. Everybody's in on it on Nina Boy's channel. What's the channel called? What is it?
Nina Boy. Big Nina Boy.
Big Nina Boy. Let's shout out Big Nina Boy's channel.
Shout out to Big Nina Boy, man.
Hold on.
Big Nina Boy got all the answers over there.
So that means Bernita, I'm going to say her name right, Bernita?
Something of that nature.
Yeah,
That's in the
okay.
realm.
That means Mrs. Nichols would have known Cowboy prior to this incident, right? If they both in on it, right?
Hey, for some reason, Nina Boy don't like the fact that Cowboy, what was it? Cowboy
Do the hand.
was having his lunch right in the break room, and then he comes right out.
Let's be clear. Let's be very clear.
So
make no mistakes
So
about it.
he had to have knowledge. And then, of course, Bernita, A lot of people think Bernita knew that Eric was a gang member. Eric was thugged out. You had the tattoos. They had sex one time. And when they had sex, he didn't even take his clothes off. So she wasn't reading his tattoos and you know, analyzing and he's blasted. When you're blasted, you got to take more time to read all the things that's going on around. And an outsider chick like her that actually grew up, she was born in L.A., grew up in the South, moved back to L.A., she wasn't paying attention to none of that.
She dingy, that's all.
Yeah, no, we can. I have to differ. I have to disagree there. She may be thinking that's the best way to represent what she observed, but she local enough to know he fucked around. Whether she knew exactly where he was from, she knew he was a banger.
No, I said she was dingy for a whole different reason.
Oh, okay.
Because he took her on a fucking field trip. You know what I'm saying?
She didn't realize it.
Nigga, what's that movie called, Ride Along?
But see, you thinking she didn't realize it. She's saying exactly what she has to say in order to not fall under scrutiny. We don't know what she really was aware of. She might not be that dingy. She might not be that innocent. She might not be that naive.
I don't think she was going to fool the L.A. homicide detectives in a 5-hour interrogation and then cooperate with searching her house.
She necessarily fooled them. I think everybody felt it. You see, Nina Boy, one of his main points is it's only 3 minutes of her interrogation available.
But
so because of that, we don't know what agreement, understanding they came to.
Hey, you know, I wanted to get the whole 5 hours. I was just curious.
See?
Look, check this out. I told the prosecutor, can I get the whole 5 hours? He said, no, we only released what we released. That what we released becomes public. I said, am I going to have to do a Freedom of Information request to get the whole 5 hours? He said, you're probably going to have to do it that way. And even if you do it that way,
still not gonna get
you're probably not going to get the whole 5 hours.
And, you know.
So there is so I want everybody to know this because we the public should be able to watch that whole 5-hour interrogation, right? And there is a reason why they didn't release the whole 5 hours. Now, I'm not saying because she's guilty.
Right.
There is a reason why. And I don't know what that reason's why. And I'd hate to speculate that it has to do with her guilt.
Would you believe it's in the interest of justice?
I would have to, without having any information, because the defense has access to the whole 5 hours, and they chose to only release a little bit amount. So Eric Holder had the opportunity to say, hey, I want to release this part, and that part. And they chose not to. So both sides agreed. And I have nothing I can say about it.
That's why I view it as, for the sake of the prosecution's case, they got her together, man.
No, I think it was, man, they can't, or you know you got to approach this with caution because this is a sensitive subject to the world. So a lot of them hours may be things that protected her. You know what I'm saying? Because she might have said something that took the world off her fans or, you know what I'm saying? You still got to protect your witness.
And also, I imagine, would cause her to look a lot more like an accomplice than they would desire. And I think if she told the truth to her, like Alex said, she couldn't fool them seasoned detectives. And I think once they beat her up in that room, they realized if she told the real story, she cannot be a detached witness. We need you. If you need the immunity, you want to walk, we know this is not really your business. But by the letter of the law, she was guilty, bro. So I think they...
Yeah, but those laws recently changed.
Correct, but
the aider and the better shit, you got to have more concrete.
That's what I'm saying.
Information,
and I think she was a lot more aware than she is allowed to express, bro.
So basically, you say she knew he was about to get out the car and do what he did.
Do something, not necessarily to who, but when I'm a joint. Used to be a joint. When you got a female you trust to be in the car with doing all that, man, she knows something going on.
They only knew each other for 1 month,
but you trusted her enough to be in the car doing whatever you was doing. She knows something's going on.
You're not talking about somebody that's working with a full deck though. What you mean trust her?
Her or she, him or her.
Him. He's not working with a full deck, and like you alluded to before. She not the most sought after woman out here.
I'm not trying to incriminate her.
No, I'm not incriminating her.
No, I may appear to be, so I'm gonna leave it alone.
No, I'm just saying she's not the most sought after woman, and he could have her go left, go right. He was using her as a ride everywhere he went. Called her, could you ride me here? Could you come here? Could you give me a room here? Like,
getting rooms, food, dinner, lunch.
That's how you use them females that ain't got the best confidence and shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know,
when you loading up, when you pulling out, loading up, park here, park there, and you got to say, oh, I know you ain't finna shoot out my car, and then no, I'll go over here, get out, all that, bro. You got some type of indication a nigga on.
But I think he de-escalated any tension in that car when he just started eating his food. He started eating his food. So she probably just thought, all right, he's going to eat his food,
Right.
and then we're going to roll out. And then before he finished eating his food, he tells her, I'll be right back.
That's why I should have been a lawyer. I think I missed my calling. I love this shit. 'Cause
Hey, bro, and keep in mind, she ain't never denied that she seen him with guns before. She said she seen him all the time, even at the uncle house.
Uncle Harold's house,
Right.
at his place,
Yeah.
he stayed strapped up everywhere he went. So a lot of people be like, he had 2 guns on him. That means he came to do something. Well, he had 2 guns on him every day.
the judge gave him 60 years. The
Yeah.
system was involved in shaping this case from the jump, bro.
All right, but back to Rich Homie Quan. He was 34 years old when he passed, so young. And
Peace.
Bless his soul.
And I really just wanted to tap in with if it was overdose. Down south they like to pop the pills and drink the promethazine.
Why you laughing? What happened?
Because he didn't say lean. He put the...
Yeah, promethazine. There's a rapper that actually says the whole thing.
That phrase?
That says.
Oh, that's what it comes from.
Yeah, when he had that bar, I forget who was that.
Who, Pimp C?
When he said the promethazine, I was like, "Ooh, that's a nice bar."
Yeah.
Damn, who said that bar?
I noticed what you didn't notice, the alliteration of the popping pills, all the P's is what I heard. Pop, pop, pop.
And it might be too early to speculate, but there is a chance that fentanyl-laced drugs
That was my first
in
assumption.
his system, right? Because
That was my first assumption.
That's what's happening. Everyone that ends up dying from a drug overdose, we find out
Typically so.
it's fentanyl.
Yeah.
And we're no fentanyl's around us here in LA. And a lot of us, not me, but us as a people, we like to get high, we like to drink promethazine, we like to pop pills. Does it concern us because our friends and our loved ones are possibly can be with a fentanyl laced whatever one day?
Not you go ahead, go first.
I know it's possible. It's highly likely. I ain't concerned though. I mean, I think everybody that do drugs, they know the risk they running with the opiates and all that these days. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think people that are into certain drugs don't mind the fentanyl? Like they like the high from the fentanyl, or are they completely ignorant that there might be fentanyl in the pill?
No. The people that's overdosing, I don't think they aware that it's fentanyl in these pills and they overdoing it. But there's people that prefer fentanyl, they go buy that and use that. But see, if you're not aware and you overdo something that you don't know that is consumed in this pill, that's something different. But I've heard of people that prefer it. They do fetty, like that's their thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I heard it, but I didn't know how widespread it is. Like, dude, you know there's fentanyl in there? Yeah. And you still want it? Yeah.
Yeah, but long as you aware that it's in there and you know what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, you usually pop 2 perks, but now you done pop 2 perks with fentanyl in there, and now you threw off. Now, you know what I'm saying? You just ain't know what you taking or amount.
Yeah, another element, because that's the OD too. It was the same thing with heroin. You enjoy to indulge, but there's a chance you might do too much. That's when you're taking fentanyl knowingly. The real thing is they making these fake pills that may or may not have fentanyl in them, or if they are guaranteed to have fentanyl, they may have too much. And after just think how they crack down on the prescription gang. Now you're addicted. When you can't get that real deal and there's this plethora of fake pills available and you get away with it 50, 60, 70, 80, 20, 300 times and you popping 5, 6, 7, 8 of them a day or whatever, you don't realize how quick your turn gonna come or how many chances you're actually taking. I get concerned because I've lost multiple personal friends to overdose since the crisis been going. Yeah, Russ Whitney, my boy Ricky Slick, his boy Frost from Front Street. There's others that's not on the tip of my tongue, so I see how close the she-knit can get it.
Because I had a couple people talk about buying stuff, and I would hear the conversations, and I would hear like, make sure that shit don't got no fentanyl. I don't want nothing of fentanyl. Make sure so there are people that are consciously trying to buy their shit without fentanyl.
Yeah, but you telling them to make sure, and they don't even know how to make sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's no way, huh?
It is a way, but they the ordinary game banger
Mm-hmm.
selling drugs. So they done bought it from this person. Now they trying to sell it. They don't know how to. You know what I'm saying?
And there's no such thing as like trusting the seller, right? If the seller says, "Hey, these are cool. There's no fentanyl in it."
I mean, if they
It
said
depends
if they
on
got
your relationship.
if they got it from the granny, you know what I'm saying? They came from the doctor for sure. The granny with the script, like, but I overheard people talking. It sound like I don't know that they know that shit. They were like you bust a perk open, and if it's this color on the inside, it's fake. Nigga, the inside is supposed to. They be knowing what I'm saying. I never popped a perk in my life though, but I want to though. With me and a female, no, what?
I ain't never popped one either.
As long as I'm in the house, so if I get acting weird, she could take care of me. I'm cool.
What if it's addictive?
I don't have an addictive gene though.
They tell us this. This is what I learned, that they tell either the real ones snap and break, the fake ones crush when you try to break them. That's a test. And you know, Scrap say, man, he really believes there's a surgery available for you to get your eyesight back. He really wants to
I don't have them
research.
type of talks. I'm a realist, bro. I just, you know what I'm saying? I don't.
He feel like we living in a time. We have this conversation deep. This ain't no just talking passion. We had it multiple times. He
Yeah,
feel
but
like we
America
living
is slow. America is slow
not,
when it
but
comes to things like that.
didn't
You
grow
gotta
up in
go.
America.
You gotta go to Beijing.
Yeah,
They more up to speed and shit.
in, but I'm letting you know the homie willing to look into it and do some research and help us find it if it's out there. I'm telling you.
No,
Talk
I'm
about it
cool.
all the time. All right.
yeah, I don't even that type of shit. I don't even entertain. I just keep it whooping and shit.
So if you had went to a birthday party and a surprise present was a consultation with a doctor who said he could guarantee you it get done, you wouldn't be interested?
I mean, it's a gift, right?
Yeah.
It's a birthday. I mean, I will receive
less,
I will receive the gift, but I ain't like.
Say less, my bad.
It ain't
Say
nothing
less.
I'm about to like go searching for. You feel me?
Yeah, and then I didn't mean even put that in your mind to think like, oh yeah, my bad.
How did you get on that topic?
Oh man,
Scrap
you know,
says it all
Spider.
the
You feel me?
time.
Spider get the swoop
No,
it.
Scrap says it all the time, and then it just crossed my mind. We had a with nobody talking.
Okay, but you was wrapping up your whole thing about the pill and the perk and
My bad.
He
Straight
said
politics.
crushing and solid or whatever, but
Yeah, when you break it.
certain people, I mean, Brick Baby seem like he sounds like an expert. No, he say
No, why was he on my mind?
no. I never heard him talk, and he was like, it seemed like he a expert in that lane to
He
know
is.
to how to eyeball like, oh, they ain't it. Like,
No,
you know what I'm saying?
that's the problem. The people who are experts in the field feel like they can eyeball, and they get the eyeballing, and then one time that eyeball don't work, and it's the wrap.
No, but there's some people out there like that know that's not.
No, it's not they're taking fakes on purpose. And
No. I know it's people like that, like Kodak Black, that rap about
But
it.
it's way more.
I'm saying there's people out there that know what they looking at, like,
No,
that ain't him.
No,
That's what I'm saying.
No, this is the thing, Munchie. That's not the issue. Everybody that's a gremlin is taking fakes, bro. It's not enough real ones going around. So
I'm
what
not saying
is
that.
some of the fakes, they'll take them. You could look at them and say, oh, it's a fake, but they still taking them.
Nah.
I'm saying 1 out of 100 gonna knock you out damn near.
We go agree that he rapping about it, and I hope nobody follow that blueprint because he rapped about it.
I'm a gremlin and still took the perk.
Yeah. But it's people out there that I'm like, oh no, that ain't it.
What I'm trying to tell you is
I'm gonna leave that
90%
alone.
of that community is not passing on fakes. There's not enough real ones around no more. So they doing fakes a lot. It's just that you never know which fake is going to be the one to take you out.
And now the federal government wants to pursue the seller when someone dies. This is something that's really they've been pushing
doing
this
it
hard.
for multiple years now.
I say for the last 5-6 years.
Yes.
Well, it really started with Michael Jackson in 2000. When he died, 2010, around 9 or 10. That's the first time I've ever heard of pursuing the dealer or the seller. But in the last 5-6 years, they find a way to track down. Right now, there's a person in trial for Matthew Perry from the TV show Friends that died from an overdose. So
Crazy.
if this is true that he did OD, they're gonna eventually track down where he got it from, and
That'd be hard.
When you get a chance, Google
they,
Russ.
they always do it.
Google Russell Whitney Jr. My friend, he passed when you get a chance. He passed of an overdose a few years ago. He had got out of rehab. I hadn't spoken to him in years. He popped up in my DM asking me to get him all type of favors. He was desperate. He is extremely rich. And I was hesitant to assist him in locating the favors that he wanted. I didn't know he was fresh out of rehab. But he passed, man. I had a reunion with him that lasted about 3 or 4 months. He passed of an OD, and his wife popped up in my DM accusing me for the reason because she saw him in the DM begging me to find certain things for him. And since he passed with OD, he had a wife that wasn't even 30 years old from out the country. They had a brand new baby, and she popped up in my DM going off because it's people like you is the reason why he dead.
Hey, we gonna edit that out.
No, I didn't get him nothing.
So they-
I didn't get him nothing, bro. She just seen him asking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for having my back.
Matthew Perry actually died of a ketamine OD. You familiar with the ketamine?
Oh, what's that?
And there was a girl here in the Valley. They called her the ketamine queen. She's the one that's charged with Matthew Perry's death.
And
What is ketamine?
And that's her nickname.
The ketamine queen. Yeah.
That's a hard name.
Yeah.
She done.
And
She already guilty with that name.
yeah, I was wondering if that was a name she gave herself or if that was a name that someone else put on her. But we'll get some more details on what happened to Rich Homie Quan in the coming days or weeks. But I'm almost certain it's another unfortunate OD.
We need to put together a list of all the rappers or celebrities that died from overdose. Like what's his name? Juice WRLD, right? Juice WRLD. What's his name?
What's that white rapper that OD'd a
Pimp C,
couple of years ago?
Mac Miller.
Mac Miller. There you go.
Mac Miller. It's a lot of them though.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Crazy when it's the white ones. It's not quite attached to the whole. I didn't realize that. I just guessed Mac Miller. I heard about his past.
I don't even know if that's true because I just
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Y'all said
I think it was Mac Miller.
So I may be incorrect.
y'all might want to
Well,
type that in because I don't.
That name is the one that really, when you said it, it matched my memory.
What other white rapper died of notoriety?
And I believe it was an OD for him. But yeah, you know, my son, my two sons, they had a friend that OD'd on fentanyl. He was only 18 years old. And my sons had to go to this funeral, you know. They were 16. And I was just telling them, like, look what happened. And don't play around.
That is
You
not
know?
worth the trip.
You don't want to be there. Yeah, 2018, Mac Miller was 26 years old. Wow.
Babies.
Born in 92.
Babies. I was banged out.
What, in 92?
Yeah, and I was still like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
But yeah, he passed in 2018. So that's been, yep. Mac Miller died of an accidental overdose of fentanyl. And he also had cocaine and alcohol in his system. So he was really on a bender, as our boy from San Fernando Valley would say.
Compa.
Raider. Damn. Cocaine, alcohol, and fentanyl. 2026. Okay. All right, I wanted to move on to Beezy Santana.
Welcome home.
I got
Loc.
a call from him the other day,
Okay.
and I was like, wow, we thought you was washed up.
Man, I didn't want to think that. I was hoping, fingers crossed.
Well, you had the way you were saying it, the dramatic way, the kick, and then he got knocked out. He came back and did this and did that. I was like, oh shoot.
Well, I've never spoke of that part online. So that's what we talked offline. I just say
I think we did talk about it on one episode of Straight Politicking.
Nope.
Okay, well, hey,
we know it. I've talked to you about it, but
Yeah.
not on camera.
but
He
that
was up against it, and I thought the homie was gonna be, out of here. I spoke about it on the Black Box today. And well, hey, you go ahead and continue. But yeah, I thought he was out of here too. I ain't gonna lie.
No, I was just gonna say that I chopped it up with him. I think he's out on bail, so he's still fighting it, right?
I thought I was told before he got out that the charges had been dropped. Didn't I told you that a few weeks ago, didn't I, Munch? Mm-hmm. So I believe the charges were dropped.
Yeah, I think they lessened the charges.
Or lessened, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whatever the case is, he's about to he's free, and he ain't gonna get washed up. That's a fact.
Good shit.
It sound like he dropped it to like a GBI or something.
Okay.
That's what it sound like.
That's what it do, man.
But I was watching your video on the Black Box talking
You
about
seen that?
you were talking about Beezy being home, and then you said that Snoopy BadAzz called him up.
Yeah, I have no idea what Snoopy. I mean, my bad. I apologize. I have no idea what goofy rat ass thinks, assumes, figures about myself and Keyways. However, I've never had a conversation with Beezy about Goofy, but for some reason, He felt motivated to reach out to Beezy and make an appeal for Beezy to try to unify with him or make some type of alliance and exclude me and paint me as the bad guy that's trying to.
That will never work, Snoopy.
Never.
That ain't never
And
ever
I
gonna
quote,
work.
blackball him. Wow. From what? YouTube?
He said he told Beezy that.
I'm attempting to blackball him.
Oh yeah. You did say that on there, but I was a little confused on blackballing from what.
That was my whole point of confusion too. I just find it comical, bro. Extremely comical.
No, I think that bro's blackballed himself over the years. I'm learning like he did a video on Big Y and how much love he got for Big Y and this and that. Man, Big Y did not mess with you, bro. Since 2019 because Big Y said you are disrespectful. I got this from extremely credible sources. Unfortunately, Big Y's not here to tell the story. Rest in peace to Big Y. And Big Y probably wouldn't even waste his time telling the story because he was a mild-mannered brother.
Right.
He didn't get in front of too many cameras, and if he did, it was all about music and business.
Shout out to my partner Craig. I had a venture called Urban City Network a few years ago that's been halted, but my partner Craig got a lot of text messages he wanted me to provide for you of Snoopy BadAzz going bad on Big Y after his passing, so I'm gonna make sure you get those.
Oh, okay. So, I don't want to say where I'm getting this other information from because it's part of a bigger project, but bro, you called him a fat ass in a text message, and people
A fat bitch.
and these text messages have been saved. These DMs have been saved.
Yep.
And you disrespected Big Y. And I bring this up is because nobody's blackballing you. Just people, you rubbing people the wrong way over the years. And that's just one example of probably 20 that we could come up with.
And if Hassandra Campbell was successful, how can you be blackballed from this shit? He turns his camera on himself, Hassandra Campbell.
Oh.
Hey, but he claims that YouTube is blackballing him.
He's delusional.
Yeah, he is.
He's consistently doing the most hugest numbers, and if they're not as great, it's his peakest moment.
Yeah.
Somehow it's a conspiracy.
If he gets 200,000 views on this one, but this one only got 50,000 views, oh, YouTube is playing with the numbers. YouTube don't want you to see this. You know?
And if you don't realize it, y'all, this real YouTube audience is more intrigued by you weirdos than they are the authentic, real, uncut version of what we talking about. So, Snoopy, Goofy, rat ass, turn your camera on you and get consistent. If I were you, Snoopy, and this is the last game I'm gonna give you, I would watch Hassandra Campbell, and every video he do, I would do my version of the same video. Everything he reacts to, I will react to it and give my opinion on the same thing he gives.
No, he want us to do what we doing right now and react to this.
It's the last one.
And then he picking stuff with people so he could trigger them. And he just hopped in Ash Bash DM, talk ish to her. It went from the DM to the comments, and then it did all this little stuff. And she sent me all the little screenshots. And then you hit the homie Slumlord. Everybody go mess with Slumlord Music. DM'd him and asked him did he F Tania. And this all recent, all in the last week. So he just
crazy.
I don't know, man. But
Ash Bash presence has been requested in the black box too. If you could pass that message on, Brody.
She hear you?
Salute.
And there was a time Snoopy wanted a feature from Ash Bash. And she said she respectfully, politely said no, didn't go on the internet, didn't go on Instagram, didn't go on YouTube. She privately said, I don't want to do it right now.
You got too much going on.
Yeah, exactly.
I fuck with you, but I'm not messy with the politics. Let that die down. I saw her say that.
And
kept it G.
And Project Bo corroborated the story.
Shout out Project Bo, my nigga.
Now Project Bo, Ash Bash, they're all enemies now of
the boy.
Yeah. So it's not no one blackballing. It's your own personality. It's your own relationships.
Free TC.
And it's the things you do. And you know what? If it wasn't for him testifying against TC, he possibly could have overcome some of the other criticism. The hood hopping.
Yep.
The hood hopping is not a death sentence, but I mean, 3 hoods. You better have
a process you went through to get out of them. It's
I having a red check and a blue check on your face ain't never cool. So I don't know.
Yeah, but that's not gonna ruin him from trying to pursue his rap dreams.
But I think at the right point, in the right gangbanger's career, if they chose to do that with the right influence, they could even pull that off. The correct person at the right moment, bro.
Well, Look, Snoopy BadAzz not my enemy, bro. I got.
Oh, yeah, mine
I
either.
wouldn't even put him on a. You just. I don't like you. You just a weirdo, and that's it, bro. An enemy. That's giving them too much credit.
You just said you was gonna kill me because Crash didn't put you on the list higher than Ash Bash. I don't know why I had to get killed, so that's what I've been on, bro. I don't know why you would have killed me.
Damn, females not even your competition. There's two lanes in rap. You got the women, you got the men. Why would you even care where a female at on the list?
He roll his neck and pop his eyes and roll his eyes. I don't know if females is competition or not, bro, because he do it harder than them.
Yeah, somebody put in the comments, that's got to be the sassiest brother I've ever seen.
Oh, my mama.
Oh, you just can't. Oh, Sassy BadAzz.
Oh, my mama.
Oh, I got a.
Oh, you got a new name?
Okay.
You got a new name.
Yes, nigga, Sassy BadAzz. Okay, I'm right. Goofy BadAzz. That's a rap. It's Sassy BadAzz
Sassy
now.
rat ass.
And when I meet sassy dudes, I kind of attribute that to you grew up around a lot of women. You had a mom, aunties, no uncles, no daddies, and you can't control that. So I don't really hold it against them.
Well,
Most of the time, they're not gay.
I lived in the house with my mama her whole life. She got 3 sisters, one brother who spent most of his time incarcerated. My father was like over there mostly, even though he a big old masculine muff.
Yeah.
I grew up around basically all women, and so it's not. I guess you can be exception to the rule. You might have a point.
Nah, but you must have had some sort of male.
Oh, I was in church.
Influences
Oh yeah,
around
Brother
you.
Jones,
Yeah.
I love you. Rest
Yeah.
in peace. The deacons, I had some strong niggas around me. Then my daddy is a strong nigga. I got big brothers. They just wasn't in the house.
And even though your dad wasn't in the house,
He was in my life.
he was accessible.
What?
Yeah.
Extremely. Love you, Big Tommy. Extremely.
And, and Snoopy hadn't had the greatest life. Let's just keep that real. You know, his father got killed when he was 1. His mother got shot and paralyzed. So his father wasn't even there. You know, I don't know if his father would have been accessible or not, but a lot of the sassiness comes from dudes that just be around women growing up a lot. You know, I was watching an interview with Tupac once.
Don't do the homie.
Nah, I got to keep it real. I'm not hating. Look, I'm not hating, but I saw him do a gesture that looked very feminine.
Did he have like a step flat top and a tank top on?
I don't remember. But then learning his background and his history, growing up around a lot of women, single parent, he was completely a man, no doubt. You know, I'm not, but there was a little feminine flair to one of his gestures. I was watching the interview. I was like, oh, okay.
He was raised in a school of the arts as he was being groomed as an adolescent to a young man. So there's no doubt he adopted some tendencies that wasn't off the block. I don't think that thuggism fell in his life until after that
came.
point.
Yeah, that came later.
Yeah.
Hey, watching Will Smith, I used to think this dude is sassy.
Oh, yeah.
AF. Like watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
It's crazy you said that because I promise you, my mama last week I started watching Bel-Air for the first time. I kind of like it, bro. The new rendition. I didn't know I was gonna like it, but I like it.
Oh yeah, I fell off of that. I got to get back on it.
But there have been allegations that maybe Will Smith
Bro,
goes both, that way.
Bro. I think the court of popular. I think that's understood.
Yeah. But I think I inadvertently created a new name. How
I
much?
think so. Sassy
Sassy BadAzz.
Sassy rat ass.
That's actually fun.
No, you gotta keep the back there because you got bitches that got
Bad's
bad
like a
bitch.
baddie, huh?
No, yeah, bad bitch energy.
Okay.
Nigga, you sassy BadAzz.
Hey, so how did Beezy end up handling that conversation? How did it finalize?
Well, when he was giving me that report this morning, I'm laughing. He was like, hey, let me take this call. He got off. Then I did my live. I sent him the link. His comment was like, I'm going to check it out. I don't know if he's seen my clip yet or not. So that's the homie, Loc. It don't matter. Snoopy BadAzz is out the P9E nigga. Real ones don't fuck with them.
And I did a dope interview with Beezy Santana. I'm going to say, that might have been 2015 or 16 when he was on the block with a bunch of homies. They had to be about like 6, 7, 8 deep. Mm-hmm. And then shortly after that interview, they were in a high-speed pursuit with the Los Angeles County Sheriffs. They went live on Facebook. They're in the car. You see the police in the back.
I had no idea.
Yeah, and I believe that's why Beezy went to prison, right? He had to sit down for about 3, 4, 5 years.
I ain't gonna lie. Blue Shot, Blue Smurf, my artist, Baymac Entertainment Music, he turned in a record one day, and it was a feature on it. I think it was Beezy Record and Blue Smurf. They partners. They collab on a record called Trophies. I love the record. So I wanted to shoot a video. I produced the video, executive produced the video, shot it. We all hung out. We did the thing. That's where Beezy came through in my life. But throughout that process, we was in,
What year was that?
it's like 22 maybe.
Okay, so he was already home then.
Yeah, he had just came home, so I didn't know what he had went to jail for.
Okay.
But he had me in Wilson Park. Shout out Baby Gangster. He pulled up that day. We shot the video. Then we went to North Long Beach to get some shots in Blue Smurf section. And then we went a little bit to Anaheim to an Airbnb and did some functioning. But it seemed like he had the complete support of his section as an up-and-coming artist and as a Loc, so I appreciated that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We was on the block when we did that interview. And, in fact, I'm going to put a link to that Beezy interview in the show notes underneath. And also, don't forget, we're on all social media platforms. We're on all podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, and Spotify. Make sure you tap in with us on all those platforms. And you could also just ask your Siri or whatever audio device you're using,
Alexa.
play Straight Politicking.
Don't lie, Siri don't know us.
You can do that on it, all those different devices.
Okay.
That's the way my mom listens. She says,
I do it on Alexa.
play Straight Politicking, and then you can listen to us that way as well.
Salute to you, Munchie, for being man enough and grown enough that you and Beezy see eye to eye now, man, because I know how far that came, man. Salute.
And that's probably why your name came up in that conversation, because he saw how you was negotiating and politicking, all of that during that time. So, yeah.
My mama.
All right, I wanted to quickly talk about this. Nina Boy did an interesting video with a dude from Detroit named Juan O that claims to have communicated with Eric Holder, and I am going to say untrue, even though I have not any concrete information at this point, and I'm just saying that based on the screen capture of the text message. Now, it is true, you can text message with guys in the CDCR through a tablet, but the screen capture of the text message was the notes software on an iPhone. That's not the way it looks on the CDCR tablets. I know how it looks on there. I communicate with people.
Likewise.
So I don't. Now, it's possible that he retyped up the message and put it in the thing just for, I don't know, for aesthetic purposes. I have no idea. But just based on that, I'm not buying it. And then the second thing is, when Eric Holder is baby shitty and Brick Baby is little shitty, there's no reason why Eric Holder would not say Brick Baby's his big homie. And he's saying that that's not my big homie, and he's going big on Brick Baby.
But when you go to the name, he says he's Shitty Gangster.
Yeah, Shitty G. Yeah.
Shitty G.
Yeah.
They said G stands for gangster.
Yeah.
So I know in the older days, you got some bloods named Loc, but if you came along in the era where you are a contemporary of a Brick Baby or something like that, you not been finna be from 60s naming yourself gangster nothing. If you from 60s and you got gangster in your name, you have to be like almost 70 years old.
You gotta be pre 1979.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just like my G homies that had dog in their name. You didn't hear that after the mid 90s.
Yeah, that's actually another good point.
Yeah.
Why that's a questionable interview he claims he's got.
Shitty. But when he said what he said he an affiliate of me. Like, talking about, like, cause you know how people have the same name, but it's a little different, but it's from the same tree.
I kind of interject. Keep your thought.
So like, and then for what you said, the Bloods was saying Loc first though. The Loc thing was a blood thing first.
DJ Quick,
they stole it.
DJ Quick got a song called "Loced Out Hood." That's why I said, in order for you to adopt those certain terms as an official gang member, you have to be from the earlier days when niggas wasn't paying attention to all that little wordplay and every little shit. Feel me? That wasn't the way it started. Niggas used to say words the way they would say it, everything.
But ain't no 60 from Eric's Holder generation gonna have gangsta in his name.
That's my point.
Unless it's like
It's not.
Gangsta John, Gangsta Rob.
It's gonna be no disrespect, a K by it. If you have gangsta in your name, it's gonna be a K.
Yeah.
He said he think it stand for going. Shitty going. The G stand for going, like you trained to go type shit.
I thought it said gangster.
I think he said both of them.
No. At the end,
Yeah, he did
what's
say
it called?
that.
It said gangster.
Yeah.
What's the boy? Nina Boy said gangster, and then he have responded to it like.
But they don't understand. Local people know how perfect. You have never have to hear the name before. But when you hear Shitty Cuz, that sounds like a perfectly current, contemporary LA gang name. Even if it's the first time you ever heard it, that sounds like somebody that fits into what we do out here. Shitty Cuz, oh, okay, yeah, that sounds like a name, right?
Okay, well let's just say if
No, right or wrong.
Yeah, it's shitties from everywhere.
No, but I'm
It's
just
really
saying
a
for
comment and gang name though. Really.
That's what I'm saying. But even if it ain't, it's just like if you never heard it before, it don't sound. It sound like it fits perfect.
But I'm saying, okay, whether that screen capture he screenshot he text whether that's real or not, right? He baby shitty and he might just be upset with Lil Shitty and being rebellious, like nigga, I'm Shitty G and trying to separate himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it could be
because he don't like how he taken to the internet.
But how did he bump into this Detroit blogger?
Oh,
with
boy
this
said he
small
went looking
following?
for her.
Okay, do you think he could have run into a fraud because he haven't spoken to him on the phone? This is all digital correspondence, bro.
He could be talking to a whole different Eric Holder.
You think he got a CDC number and all that?
Well, there is another Eric Holder in the CDC. There's two Eric Holders in the CDCR. The other one's older. But I have no idea who this guy's communicating. It just didn't seem like an authentic communication from Eric Shitty Baby Shitty Holder.
Yeah, it was too
Could you produce authentic look on how that look when you talking to somebody via that way?
Yeah, it looks like more like an email.
You can
No.
show one
I'm saying when this go up, you gonna be able to like throw this in here somewhere.
I'll show what it looks like on the tablet.
Like how you showed those motherfucking FaceTime differences. Yeah, that was hard.
Because
Well, it definitely doesn't look like the notes program in an iPhone.
It does. Other than mine, my screen is blacked out, so I don't. Mine is black and yellow in notes.
hey, he sound real convincing. When people that poised, when they lying, they dangerous, bro. He sound real convincing. Like at least when Loose Cannon lie, we know he lying. We know like that's a lie, but oh boy, he sound real convincing.
But he has so much, obviously, untrue content. It should still be obvious he can lie at any drop of a dime.
And why did Nina Boy really gravitate towards this dude in Detroit and I guess give him some legitimacy and authenticity to his story without fact checking it? Because
no. He told no. Nina Boy told him to come back with the receipts.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he said, you know, they go question is you.
But they went live together.
Right, and that's when he told him like you got to have some receipts. You know they go question this, right?
Okay, but
so Nina Boy did say that.
Nina Boy on his grind, bro. And what Nina Boy has realized, no matter what he does, because of who he is and how he expresses himself, he keeps realizing people gonna keep trying to judge him, tell him where to critique and do all that. He does not give a nut. He is trying to do his best rendition of himself and keep his numbers up the best he can. And if you notice, since the Keefy D Tupac shit, he kind of figure out this is a lane where he's getting his optimum engagement. And I just think the homie is looking to tap into anything related that can keep that momentum going for him.
Can that kind of backfire on him? Or,
definitely so.
Or because he's in Vegas, away from here, he can get away with it?
Well, I don't mean personally backfire. Go ahead.
Vegas is California. They,
Yeah,
they might as well name Vegas, Nevada, New California. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The fact that it could backfire, I don't think has nothing to do with the fact whether he's in Vegas or California. I think the backfire has to do with the viewers that are online putting him in a certain category, because it seems like people would keep accusing him for being less than G for the depths that he goes into these legal cases. But he keeps making public announcements that he don't give a nut.
Hey, so the smart thing would have been to not go into that sector of the interview and get the people the room to even give these type of theories. And then you got family members that ain't completely healed, and now they got to hear this. And when every time they turn on their phone, they got to go down the timeline and relive stuff. Like that interview was golden without that last part.
Which last
Big
part?
Boy. That like, so now y'all opened up all this.
You on Black Sam?
Right.
Hey, you realize you just introduced? We haven't spoke about that at all.
I did.
I know, but that was brand new right now, right?
No, but I'm saying he opened up a can of worms. Now everybody, because if Nina Boy wouldn't have spoke and saying all the silly shit he's saying, somebody would have. Like, so you, like, I mean, he can't be mad at what nobody say, because he opened the door for all this. Like, you supposed to let that rest, like, because, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he got family members still grieving.
Well, obviously, as you said, Spider, he don't care.
No, Nina Boy's made it quite clear he do not care. The reasons may be what you suggest to Alex. There may be other reasons, but he apparently does not give a nut. I learned that about Nina Boy some time ago while he been on this controversial shit come. I'll try to big homie Brody tap in, and he let me know he don't care. But this time when this wave came up, even though I knew that's not how I'm supposed to get that Nina boy no more. I still started off a message in DM that said, I know you don't want to hear it, but, and then tried to give him a little, what I would consider advice or whatever. He don't give a.
I realize people that say, I'm running the content. I'm running the content. That becomes a phrase that's synonymous with, I'm about to post some bullshit. I'm about to post some bullshit.
Anything goes.
Yeah, anything goes. We're running the content. Like one of his thumbnails has a picture of Eric Holder, and it says he planned the hit.
Yeah.
He planned the hit. And then he says the reason why he planned the hit is go listen to one of his old SoundCloud songs. He predicted, this song is predicting him killing Nipsey, even though Nina Boy, that song has nothing to do with him planning to kill Nipsey.
I heard that
But he
song.
said it as a matter of fact in the video that, go tap in the link. I got the song down there. You can see this is the diss track that he wrote for Nipsey. It is not a diss track.
Nina boy tells you all the time he from Little Egypt. He used to sleep in his car and sell dope. Let me tell you something on the east side. And on the west side too. Where the smoker might come get a rock made of wax, soap, or whatever. Nina boy hustling, bro. He a east side baby hustling, bro. We can judge him however, you can analyze it, break it down, but the homie in here doing his thing.
Okay, so that's a phrase that raises my red flags when I hear we're about to run this content.
Me too, because your boy was on No Jumper recently, and his co-host, Deuce, was running him to the motherfucking panel like, bro, you bringing some of this shit to the internet. Don't you think it should be investigated privately before you bring it to the internet? This the white boy telling
Your boy?
Yeah, the white boy was telling your boy that, hey.
Boy? Who boy? Yours?
I don't know.
No, they boy. Hold on, honey.
okay.
So anyway, yeah, Adam was asking like, bro, I think they're talking about Greedo. Like, shouldn't some of this shit, I could be wrong, it might not have been Greedo, but like, shouldn't some of this shit be investigated a little better offline before you bring it online?
Absolutely.
But hold on, honey, her answer was like, fuck that content.
Content.
The phrase he used, ain't nobody bigger than the content. Not the program.
The content.
Yeah, they trying to sell this, they giving this shit away dirt cheap, y'all.
That's why when bro calls me, I'll hang up on you every single time, bro. So don't call my line, because you will never get me in your content.
Oh, mama.
Ever.
Oh, mama.
Man, listen. I'm scared of people like that care nothing, like they put the content first. I don't that's crazy.
Like the video I did where I broke down how the FaceTime video never existed. Mm-hmm. Do you know how long I thought about that video?
I'm glad to know that, because if you just came up with that like that,
No,
that
absolutely
was hard.
not. I need to admit that I thought about that video 2 months ago. Wow. I edited the video in my head 2 months ago and thought of, oh, this clip, that clip, that clip, oh, that clip. Then I write it out, 2 or 3 pages. I'm writing it out. Then I'm thinking, ooh, another clip. It took me 2.5 months to get to that point, because I take content, a word I hate using, more serious. And I think that I made absolutely zero mistakes in that video. Someone did say you could FaceTime from a Samsung to an iPhone. Yeah, through WhatsApp
or
through
Duo or
yeah.
something.
And I should have added a segment to show that, for example, if you're FaceTiming through Instagram, you got a 50% split screen. Half you, half them. iPhone is a different split screen. So someone trying to nitpick.
But that's a small percentage
Yeah.
of the viewers that even tried to find a hole to poke in that
Yeah.
issue, bro.
But if we're gonna run content, and if the content is gonna be bigger than the program, let's spend some time on the content, not just rushing it like you just said. Adam just said you just dropping some content on my table like that.
And Adam, as much as we know, Adam is not of our culture. He got his he knee deep in with anybody that consider themselves media personalities out here from a culture. He got caught up. He know everybody and all that. But we know how goofy Adam really is in character. He don't hold himself to none of this shit. We try to, he don't give a fuck. So if he is sitting here telling, hold on, honey, yo, bro, don't you think you should wait a minute? Adam is ready to run any and every.
Man, no. Adam then halted whack a couple times and called him out on certain things. I'll give
Shout
him
out,
that.
Deuce. I be seeing you do that. I know you need the Adam and Wax show based on the numbers and you trying to keep that whatever. That's the biggest shit. But I like the way you be trolling him and putting him on the spot, sex playing him and marking him out. And he just laugh it off all the time. You hard for that, Deuce. Oh, my mama.
Hey, so if content bigger than a program, you know, if you throw that content out and it ain't correct, it won't be no program. People get sued and all kind of shit.
Oh,
Hey, I think that these civil lawsuits are going to start coming in the next year or two. I mean, we saw Nicki Minaj. She ain't playing.
Deuce M's just filed for 5 tickets, bro, against World Star, the company, the mother company of World Star. He did his official thing. Ho no honey. You know what's happening. Shout out Deuce M's, Damu Kiwi Conversations, Big U, all that. Oh, my mama. It's a real one going on.
Yeah, there's a couple people that have said some things on about me that are 1,000% untrue. So trust me, I wrote your name and put it on a notepad to remind me to send the links to my attorney and see if I can be one of the first real. Well, I guess Dusan's beat me to it, but yeah, I'm gonna have some of you guys. I want to do it the way Nicki Minaj got this YouTuber. She
Nosy Ho.
Nosy Ho. She can't. Nosy Ho can't even say nothing about Nicki Minaj, and she'll get fined 50. Was it 30 or 50,000?
50,000.
50,000 each time.
Did the Cardi, Tasha K shit set a precedent for this shit?
That's another one. You know, Tasha K want to run her mouth.
So what if I was not present at an event that an individual claimed my
You asked that the last episode.
Yeah, you did.
You about to
I'm
run it back
saying-
again.
Can I be? You think I might have a claim?
Well, I don't know the specifics of it, but
Okay.
but if it was untrue
Definitely.
and they're running it as true, and you can prove that it's untrue,
And a person utilized this information to kind of establish their status on the internet at once upon a time.
Y'all repeat the same thing, but it's a little bit like 2.0. Y'all it's a little bit different. Y'all just remix.
Deja vu.
yeah. I had a YouTuber about 2 years ago do a whole hour on me that was like 9 lies in it. So I sent it to my attorney. I was like, hey, I think I want to sue this dude. The attorney said, it only got 150 views. There's no damage because of the view count is so low, you know?
That's somebody with an impeccable reputation that's concerned about that. I salute you.
Hold on, or like I said, y'all repeated yourself from last week, but last week you said, because no,
It was just last week?
Spider said
That's crazy.
He said he look at Nicki a little different for even entertaining that woman with the small platform. But you said, well, what if this lady tweet this and somebody retweet that and they get around and done?
Please do me a favor. When you edit this, Alex, put me saying that in because I'm drawing a blank. Go ahead.
Yeah, small platforms matter.
Right. So
agree.
So back to what your attorney said. That person with that 100 subscribers could have got retweeted by somebody from a bigger platform.
Yeah.
And just like you said about Nicki, when Spider said what he said.
I agree. I want to run the 100 view dude off YouTube if I could, but at the same time,
And every time he posts about you, he give you $50 because he don't have shit.
yeah. But there also has to be an element of damage done to you, and it's hard to argue that a dude that has a video with 150 views has done any serious damage. But yeah, Munchie, like I said before, I think it was 2 weeks ago, if someone retweets it that has a bigger platform or reposts it, boom, that's when the damage starts coming in.
So if I'm marketing myself as a Loc, the definition that we know as a Loc for all these years
The
is
judge ain't gonna like Loc, but go ahead.
there's nobody to refute this. I got a gang expert that I could bring to court to help kind of articulate what I'm saying. And if no one can refute this or is attempted to refute this widely, including yourself, bro, just think how we bond. You just think you know this landscape out here better than me. Nobody is attempting to refute that I'm a Loc. I kind of like build my brand on the fact that I'm a Loc and that it's true. And if someone has made statements to try to and claim I've did things and was at places that would go against being a Loc, that would be a damage to my brand. Wouldn't you agree?
You gotta pull out your Webster, bro. You gotta come on better than Loc. Come on better than Loc.
Oh, you got to think about the Eric Carter Nipsey case. You know how much ignorant gang jargon was utilized in the opening statement?
It's not civil though. You be talking civil
But
right
still,
now.
it's in this court of law where that you're going to have to educate the jury on why this matters. They don't know what Loc means. So it's not to educate me to get up on my Websters. It's for me to educate, or Alex or the lawyer to educate the juror, just like they was trying to say what being called a snitch means.
I don't think you got a case, bro.
Yo,
You talking about discounting your street cred versus,
Do you realize it opened up?
and then the word snitch
Wait. Thank you.
will get you killed. So that's damages.
Okay, guess what? I've been marketing Spider Loc
All
for
right,
over 20 years to feed myself. It's a certain thing that Spider Loc establish yourself as being. Now, if you are claiming I was somewhere doing something that would go against me being Spider Loc, that's damaging to my finances. Bro, don't go against my case. Even tell me off camera, bro. We trying to win a case. Fuck whack.
You ain't got a case, bro. Ain't nobody gonna take that shit.
Now that's something for Spider and his lawyer to determine.
Yeah, Munchie, you tripping, bro.
Because you could pretty much file any case in America.
That's my point. And people win
Give
cases.
him your lawyer number.
And,
Give him your lawyer number.
some cases are frivolous. And maybe a judge would have thought it was frivolous for me to file a defamation lawsuit against a dude with 150 views, right?
did it.
No, I never did it.
you didn't
I
do it.
haven't done it.
But
no.
your lawyer will have to explain what you just explained to me, though, 2 weeks ago.
I think I'm gonna roll with Deuce.
Yeah, I would have to say that it's still sitting there on the internet, and it still has. But you can't sue based on it could potentially be damaging. You got to sue for damages. And at this point, that one particular video with 150 views hasn't done any significant damage. So I'm waiting for him to get 1,000 views on that video, and then I might reconsider it.
And I'm gonna utilize Deuce M's expertise to research my situation. I ain't gotta shoot big. Deuce M know what he doing. He might be a diamond in the rough with this shit.
And the video I'm talking about, it's been up there for 2 years and it's at 150 views, so it might never hit 1,000.
Now you know how much of a perfectionist this dude is. You see how many views he's accumulated over the last 15 years, and he's worried about a guy with 100 views that says something inaccurate about himself.
No.
So don't tell me nothing about trying to correct my name being spoke on, the mayor.
All right, Tortilla Flats. They done did it again, but they went, I think, real big this time. They defaced the mural.
Not the. One of the, not the.
Meaning the Tortilla Flats
But not
members.
the one, the mural.
Defaced Kendrick. Yeah, there's multiple Kendrick Lamar murals, and let's get this very clear. This one is on 525 Rosecrans Avenue, off of the corner of McDivitt and Rosecrans, and it's on a Honduran restaurant called Mi Sabor. And they defaced the mural. And right now I'm going to be playing the video of it. They're crossing out the I's. They wrote TF, Tortilla Flats, Compton Varrio, CVTF. And they just went big on this mural. It looks like it's about 4 or 5 in the morning. It looks like twilight's about to come because it's not pitch black. I mean, not pitch black. It's not dark, but you can tell it's dark coming into the morning.
You a cold investigator?
And they just picked the right time to go do this. And they recorded themselves doing it.
Right.
Posted it. Now, here's my first thing when I see stuff like this. I always got to go this route. Are these agitators, meaning they're not really Tortilla Flats dudes doing this? They're agitators to create a conflict between the Tortilla Flats and the Pyrus? That's the first question. Right. I'm going to say they're not agitators. And the reason why is because I look at how they write their graffiti.
That's the worst on my life. Bro.
Agitators have to. They don't have enough practice of hitting up CTVF.
He did shit too fast.
The way they do it, because we all start writing graffiti in middle school on a piece of paper, and we perfect that craft. By the time you're 21, 22, 23, you're a professional graffiti hitter-upper,
bro.
Right?
The T and the F. The first line was like. Both letters was made off the first line.
Yeah.
And I've seen that in product for years on the walls.
Years.
I've never seen why they shit look so, our shit be looking fly, looking
good.
They should be looking tacky, but that's the look. And I finally seen somebody do it. Y'all draw that line first and then make everything off of it. That's why it looked like that.
No, we've seen that CVTF hundreds, if not thousands of times. I personally have probably 100 different photographs during the last 10 years of just Compton Varrio Tortilla Flats graffiti. But I just want to put it out there that I considered it being an agitator. I considered it being the police. I considered it being someone that wants to create riff. But I'm going to have to call that a big no, right?
Compton Rick Rock did a video. I didn't watch it, but the title said T Flats or the police. And I don't know. It had what he actually said. Was that a clickbait title? I don't know, but he posed that question in his title.
I would have loved to hear what he had said. I didn't know that he posted that. But
I don't think it was the police at all.
Me either.
Yeah,
that was a gangbanger. But you got to understand, it's a new wave of people huffing, and that's getting high for chemicals coming out of cans. They're doing all type of designer drugs. And when there's a gang compiled of hundreds and thousands of members at times, one person's individual actions doesn't always express the sentiments of the whole gang. So I want to advise no one to overreact. I know Kendrick getting so much shine, K-Dot getting so much shine right now, look like something that's directly that might start a war, but it might not. It's not the mural. It's not the one, and that's not where Suge Knight caught his case. That's not where they just painted the brand new mural on Rosecrans Central. That's not that Tams.
It would have meant more.
It would have meant a whole lot more.
It would have meant more. But I mean, the fact that they did that, I ain't shocked. That's
Some of your homies did Nipsey mural.
right. That's what I'm saying. It's a disrespectful sport.
And someone, one of Lil Sodi's little homies, defaced the Nipsey mural.
Before
Yeah.
the little homie did it, the nigga from A-Tray did it. And
They DP'd the A-Trace DP'd that younger homie.
Rest in
I
peace,
don't know
Lil
about
Sodi.
that.
Rest in
And then
peace.
Sodi paid for it for the artist to fix it.
Rest in peace,
that
Lil,
part.
Rest in peace, Lil Sodi, who sat in this very room.
Yeah.
Hold on, but I don't know about no DP. That's a fact.
Well, you know, I can't
Yeah.
I can't confirm a DP,
Oh yeah, we go scratch that from the record.
But-
we go,
but the A-Trays led by Lil Sodi paid for the paint to fix the defacing of the Nipsey mural.
Rest in peace, Lil Sodi.
and that's the effed up part I said before. They never talked about that. That's what need to be talked about instead of going viral when the little homie defaced it. But they never talked about when Lil Sodi didn't approve of what his little homie did, and then he helped clean it up. You know what I'm saying?
Guess who got Lil Sodi and the two muralists on the phone together?
Alex.
I sure did.
Rest in peace, Lil Sodi, who sat in this room.
Okay, I'll blame you then. Why you ain't never
hold
spoke
wait,
on it?
come on, wait,
why,
bro,
why,
bro,
why
wait.
you didn't? Why you didn't
Hold
speak on it, Alex?
Hold on, wait, Munchie. I've been trying to wait. I've been.
I did a whole interview with Lil Sodi.
No. That was late in the game. But the painting been repaired because what's it called? He took the right, you know what I'm saying, steps to do so.
Yeah.
Why you didn't report on that when Sodi did it though?
We did a whole interview.
After that, because I
Yeah.
seen the interview with him and his uncle.
No, the one before the uncle. The uncle one was the last interview I did with him. We did another one in 2020 about the mural.
Okay. I apologize. You know, we hold each other accountable over here at Street TV.
Oh, my
That's what
mom
I'm
we
saying.
do.
That's
Way
what
more than this off
Yeah.
camera, y'all. Y'all
No,
have
for real.
no idea how these fact check sessions go. But I was trying to say for the last few minutes, rest in peace, Lil Sodi, who sat in this very room hours before he passed.
Yeah.
And I was part of the conversation. I appreciate that, Alex, for that moment, bro.
I gotta mention that not too long ago, earlier this year, maybe it was one of your younger homies decided to go over there and write on the mural, and hit up on the mural. At first, people were like,
I thought
"That might
you-
be the police instigating it." But when I went and saw it, and I saw that Far West, and I saw the style of it, I was like, "Nah, that's a real A-Tray that wrote that."
Hey, but it was just like, why would the fuck you go do that? You know what I'm saying? Out of all these months and days that it's just been up there, nobody been tripping. Why would you go do that, man? You know what I'm saying? And it was like disrespectful to a dead person. You know what I'm saying? I respect the dead because I'm a child of God. You know what I'm saying? So it was only right for me to go and fix that. You know what I mean? Not being scary or none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's out of respect, homie, as being a real nigga. Because I know if that shit would have happened to my mirror on the wall and my homies hit AD and Big U, like, man, what's up, cuz? It's going to be a respect thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Or they going to hit us first, like, if they see it, like, man, we finna, because they told me this out of their own mouth. You know what I'm saying? That's why I went over there and fixed that shit. Out of my pockets, me, my homie Ty Bud. Shout out to my homie Ty Bud.
Now, the artist of the mural hit me up, Carlos Gomez, one of the artists, and I got you on the phone with one of the artists.
Thank you for that, man.
What did you guys talk about?
A lot, man. He was just like, damn, man, that's fucking crazy how you reached out and how you wanted to just fix it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's real, man. I appreciate you, man. That was hard work. You know what I'm saying? We did, you know what I'm saying? And I'm so happy you reached out to, you know what I'm saying, to fix that, being his enemy. You know what I'm saying? It meant a lot to me, you know what I mean? For you to hook that up, you know what I'm saying, so I can be able to go fix that the right way.
I did an interview with Lil Sodi in 2013. I did another one around 2015 or 16. He went to prison, had to sit down for a couple years. Then then I did one when he came home. I forget what year that was. Then after the mural situation, I did one with him in 2020. And then he hit me up in 2023 saying, let's do another one. I'm like, damn, so I done did like 4 or 5 interviews with you already. I think we interviewed out. And he was like, nah, let's do another one. I said, all right, pull up on me. And that was the last one.
Are you glad that you extended yourself beyond your norm for him now?
Look, to keep it real, I didn't even want to do that interview.
That's what I'm saying. I know
because I've interviewed him so many times. I'm like, you know, but
you broke a rule and then you lost him early. So do you feel like that was you got compensated for your extending yourself?
Yeah, I appreciated him pulling up, and then I didn't know he was coming with his uncle, OG, that just got out after doing 30-something years.
How long was he out, Alex? That shit gave me chills.
He had just got out. He got out in 2023. So, and then I had this big ass table in here. So I had to break the table down. I had to unscrew the legs.
I missed that.
Moved it out the way. I got it in my garage. And make some space to do a double interview with Sodi and his uncle. So yeah, we tapped in on that mural defacing in the 2020 interview I did with Lil Sodi.
Hey, I wish Baby Sodi was the camera type, but he not. He don't even talk much, but I would. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you got the effect on our culture that I see you get people here I've been trying to get for years. So if you tap in and reach out, bro, you got an effect on our culture that I don't quite have. So you might reach out, he might come holler at you.
Oh yeah, Munchie been doing it.
Oh my mama.
But I send my condolences, sister Sodi, baby Sodi, big Sodi Khan, everything, man.
Hey, but I think the facing of the Kendrick Lamar mural is crossing racial / ethnic lines, and it hits a little different because we can't, just like when Lil Sodi did it, we got on the phone, we called up, we met up, everything was taken care of. We can't call nobody from Tortilla Flats.
Yes, we can.
Nobody from Tortilla Flats is calling.
Yes, we can.
Well, I take that back.
I'm letting you know whether you didn't realize it.
Yeah.
We can.
And then here's another thing. Everyone stayed accountable. Were they accountable with the blood homies that defaced the mural, Munchie?
No.
No?
What you mean by accountable?
Like, did his big homies be accountable the way Lil Sodi was accountable?
No.
No? Okay. Because usually people are accountable in these situations. And I did a search here on the mural, and I haven't found anyone from the Latino side so far being accountable for the defacing. Like I haven't seen anyone criticizing, and it's been several days since it happened.
I mean, I don't think we gonna get that. You know what I'm saying?
Like I would like to see LA Icon. Let me see if Icon has spoke on it. You know,
Oh, you mean from the
Latino side? Yeah,
Latino media.
yeah, saying that hey, I didn't like what they did. So not that they won't, but as of now, and prior to recording this episode, I couldn't find too many Latino platforms holding themselves to a certain level of accountability in terms of not liking it, speaking down on it, not accepting it. They've been pretty quiet thus far.
Hey, yeah, we might not get that. We might not get that, and if you do get it, you'll get it from one of the rappers that's Hispanic. You know what I'm saying?
Like
a Lefty or OGZ or you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you know Lefty is definitely gonna say that wasn't cool if he ever gets a chance to speak on it.
Right. No. It come from that. It wouldn't come from like a LA Icon. I might be wrong, but after LA Icon see this and I say he might say it then, but I doubt it though. But
or Hood Stocks. I check out Hood Stocks. I think they got one of the biggest Latino platforms, and you know I would like to see or hear someone talking about.
Well, Blue Devil told me that.
You mean cover it or you saying just cover it? Period.
LA needs someone from the Mexican American side to say that was not cool.
Blue Devil, you told me Hood Stocks is your partner. You let me know he's trying to go on a tour and bridge some of these gaps. So this is a subject matter we'd love to hear y'all speak on. Shout out to the Brown side.
Yeah, I just want to hear him speak on. They ain't got to agree that it's right. I mean, wrong or
Exactly.
right. You know what I'm saying? Just they could just elaborate.
What do you mean? They don't have to agree that it is wrong?
However, how they feel, that's how they feel. You can't. You know what I'm saying?
Catch me up to date, y'all. What we talking about?
We talking about like somebody from the Brown side maybe saying they don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Just like they said,
What's that?
They didn't agree with.
Defacing the mural.
Oh yeah, exactly. Y'all be so vocal about us coming together.
No. But they spoke up when LA Icon said what he said about the pop out. They
American
said that,
Controller, what's your thoughts on it, brother?
They said they didn't agree with that.
Well, hopefully we'll have a fact check for next week on all the Latinos that somehow I couldn't find on a quick search prior to
Blue
the
Devil,
show.
Haters World, what's happening, homie,
Yeah.
bro?
Nah, I mean, you ain't got to be calling out names. I used to sound like Biggie in New York when Dog Pound came to New York. Hey, Biggie was like, "Hey, Pookie, rah, hey, yeah." Well, he got that little
Let me
trailer
just
shot
let you know,
up.
I say that based on a personal rapport with the person's name I'm speaking, and I assume, believe, understand he won't be irritated or offended by it. That's just me playing the inside, let me do me.
And I was also thinking, does the fact that the restaurant and the building, the structure is a Latino business, and maybe some of the Latinos felt like, why they putting a black mural on a Latino restaurant in our hood?
Do you think there's a potential of somebody huffing paint, watched the video, and just went outside and did some regular ignorant LA Compton gangbang
No, I think everything just timely. They see the little pyro piece, Mars. They see he done popped out recently in the last month or two. It's like, oh, yeah.
Kind of like that text message about the strong enemies. I was trying to show you. That's why it seems like it relates so well. The timing.
But like you said, Spider, this could be an isolated incident from one dude from one hood and does not represent the whole hood.
But nobody in the hood, I believe, is gonna be mad at him. That's how this shit go.
That's what I said.
But when he went back to the garage, they gave him high fives.
What? He got a free huff hit.
Yeah.
Hit
All
this
right.
can.
Last subject. We didn't get to talk about it last week because we ran out of time. But I do want to acknowledge and commend that the Blue Rags have started taking positive steps forward in the recent days on piecing up, trucing up, and moving in the right direction. And I just want to, I want to encourage more of that, and I want to definitely acknowledge that and hope that we see more of that.
Likewise, and I want to also acknowledge that although there was Compton Keyways present, that was not a Compton Keyway movement. Just to clarify my answer to a question that was recently asked right here on Straight Politicking on Street TV.
You gotta. What was the question?
Nah, my audience is telling me don't think we dumb. Those that need to know, they're gonna be able to keep up with that.
But I believe that.
Oh, I'm sorry. If the Crips can follow the Pyro Walk in Compton currently, if they're ready to do the same thing.
But that was a West Side LA meeting, right?
Well, shout out Tony Ant Hefe, don't care about what the checks say. He doesn't want it classified as a West LA thing, although it's predominantly about the West LA Crips. The actual participation, especially after the homie Nina went on and said, the homies on the East wouldn't have did that. They wanted to clarify it was East Coasters present at that meeting. There was keyways from Compton and all aboard, even though the West LA Crips was the primary focus.
And I really like the way Baby Gangster from Santana pushes for the peace in a positive way. I think we need more voices like that.
Shout out Baby Gangster. I agree.
He's always pushing that positivity.
From a G level, not no compromising weak ass weenie level. Even though he older, he know how to get a direct perspective, and that's another key way I bump into in Compton on a regular basis. Or if I don't bump into him, we speak and we meet each other on a regular basis right in Compton.
But he will go off on you if he thinks you're doing some clown stuff.
Yeah, G.
Yeah, and but I saw the title of one of Cartoon's video. I didn't get a chance to tap in with it.
About his little homies.
But yeah, he said the little homies don't want peace, and I understand. See, they
gonna swear we talked about this. I just picked your brain, Alex. They gonna swear we talked about this. And
hold on, let me finish. I want to hear you say they want peace.
I was just gonna say, you threw me off track.
My bad.
But let me start.
They don't want peace. It's little homies. My bad.
The title was the homies from Phi Tre Avalon don't want peace, and I was gonna say I completely understand because the 4 Tre, 5 Tre conflict is so entrenched that it's going to take so much work. It's going to take so much effort from both sides. But I do believe it's possible. But I didn't get a chance to listen to that video. I'm definitely going to tap into Cartoon's video later today or tomorrow just to get a better perspective of what he said. What was you going to say, Munch? Or what were you
No,
saying,
let Munchie
Spider?
go.
You were saying that you swear they're going to say we spoke about this already.
Because I read your brain. I knew you was finna mention that title. Cartoons has tons of titles, but I just figured you was gonna talk about that one.
It popped up in my timeline last night.
We talked about this?
No. And I didn't get a chance to watch it because I had to do some work for this attorney, and I was like, let me hit the save on it so I can go back to watch it later, and I still haven't got a chance to watch it. But the title, and I talked to Cartoon about this off camera, and I knew that was coming.
After he made the video?
No, before he made the video.
I've spoken to Cartoon about this subject matter in general months and months ago about 5 trade, 4 trade, potential peace. And I don't know if it's Cartoon's little homies or himself and his little circle that might not be ready for peace. And I ain't gonna say nothing other than shout out to Big Cartoon 5-3. This shit goes deep. But I would like to say you made a point about how deep their actual personal interaction was.
Well, I did a great interview with Avalon Blue,
Shout out Avalon,
the OG from over there that hasn't dropped yet. But we talk about all his homies from Faux Trade before the conflict and all the love he's got for them. And also, I thought Sinbad did a great interview where he kind of extended the olive branch in a way because he spoke so respectfully about the Avalons and the 5 trade. He didn't diss or anything like that. So there's definitely a lot of cooler heads on both sides that seem like they want to move in that direction. But the challenge is trying to get the collective. Getting that collective is the challenge.
And that's definitely the challenge around the board with all these.
With all of them.
All of them.
I tried to do a truce over here on the west side back in early 2020, and I couldn't get the collective.
I mean, I'm gonna take a guess. You'll never get the collective with the 18th Streets.
Well,
That's what you was trying to do with?
well, what side I wasn't gonna get the collective with? Yeah,
His or the other opposite.
yeah, that was the one. It was with the 18th Streets. I wasn't gonna go into
Your
it.
brain getting picked twice. We getting to know
I mean,
you.
I've talked to him about this before, and I've only done a handful of truces. Worked on a few, but yeah, it was the 18th Street one. But whose collective I wasn't gonna get?
20s or BPS?
Well, I think the challenge was the BPSs more than the 20s. Because we had a big meeting over at Skip's building on the east side, and all the 20s that were there, they was like, we're going to back you, Alex. But then 2 OGs from BPS said, well, I want to back it too, but we got some issues in Inglewood with the 18s popping off with the Bloods over there. And that's what inspired the NHP Queen Street I-13 thing. That was an inadvertent, unexpected peace treaty that was created.
I-13 and Inglewood, IFG got a...
I-13s, NHPs, and the Queen Streets.
No, you kind of switched lanes though, because you're talking about 18th Street. So he said,
Yeah.
but he said it was an issue with Inglewood, the 18th Street to Inglewood.
But because we went to Inglewood to find out how deep was the 18th Street issue in Inglewood, it got this other thing fell on our table, and then the whole 18th Street 20 Blackstone thing never happened. Because I couldn't get the collective of the BPSs, because the BPS is more important because that's where it started.
But what is it about the neighborhood you grew up in that made the whole LA conglomeration of Keyways feel comfortable hosting that in your former neighborhood? And what is it about the gentleman over there that made them cool allowing that when the world thinks it's Crips versus Bloods? They say it was over there in your old neighborhood.
The world don't matter though.
I'm just trying to.
But
I'm sparking thought for conversation.
But Skip is a known mediator.
Now you mentioning names.
No, I'm saying Skip is a known mediator. So whenever somebody don't have a place to have a repass at or hold a peace meeting or something, more than likely they go reach out to him. Where the other venue? What's the other place you used to have? Was it Chuco's or something?
Yeah, Chuco's.
What it was like off West Boulevard, and
yeah, they tore it down.
It's no longer there. Like,
so are you saying that Skip was the person that was the liaison for providing the place and the invite for the homies to come over there? Are you sure of that?
I mean, you got an answer already or something?
That was a question. The questions come before answers, so I'm asking you a question.
I'm telling you, in most cases, 90% of the chance, 90% of the time.
I don't believe that was the case this time.
Or shit, the Crips will call him if they got a funeral in Inglewood to see.
I agree.
They get in contact with somebody to make sure
I
it's
agree,
good
but
to
this-
be over there.
in this particular
This man got
situation-
he get a lot of calls regarding that.
I agree. We all know that that's on the inside, but in this particular situation, I don't believe he was the one that facilitated all that. Shout out to my nigga.
No,
Barry
not
Marshall.
facilitate no crip meeting.
Oh, okay.
No.
Not saying that he can't. Not saying. Hey, Skip.
No, he
much love,
can't.
bro.
No, that's not how it goes. Because
He can't facilitate.
a lot of times when we're in these meetings, it'll be a whole bunch of people from different sections. But when it comes time for
Crunch
the
time.
kitchens and the East Coasters to chop it up,
Get out.
everybody get out the room unless you're from Kitchen or East Coast.
Right.
Or everyone get out the room unless you're from
Coast or
F13 or
Florence.
East Coast.
So-
everyone get out the room unless you're from Blackstone 20s. Everybody. So that's how it goes down.
I want to provide that as a response to the homie Nina Boy about cameras. Wasn't no cameras at the meeting, homie. The cameras caught the overflow, homie. It wasn't at the meeting.
Hey, bro, we gonna stop addressing everything in the boy say after you said he getting his greasy on. Nigga selling anything from wax, nigga to soap. You know what I'm saying? So he getting his he contenting. So like, you know what I'm saying?
East side.
We ain't gotta shit.
East side.
You go get your dollars, brother.
But yeah, man, shout out to all the blue rags that are doing their thing, and I just want to see more of it.
Likewise.
And hopefully we can get some stuff going on this side. I feel like I failed on one very important truce, and it really was one guy that was concerned about what was going on in Inglewood, and he's resting now. Big Cass from Blackstone, he was concerned. He said, I don't want to just fix it here in the jungles, and it's still the problem in Inglewood. It was a very concerning issue he had. It was an unselfish issue he had. He was like, yeah, we could fix this, Alex, but what about what's going on in Inglewood?
And that's why I said the 20s the 20s, they gonna be like, no, them out.
So
it's NHBPS, so they over there throwing bombs at some Blackstones, and we went to what's that school right between the Biddy and the 20s? Yeah, whatever, but they go fill away.
Audubon?
Shit don't be not Audubon. The other
elementary school.
No, but is
Oh, you talking about Mount Vernon,
Mount Vernon,
which is now Johnny Cochran.
So I mean that's why it get complex when you got these allies, bro. Because if it ain't cool with them, it ain't cool with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I felt like he had a genuine concern, and then it was him, OG Big Cass, and then Lil Bop, who's also resting, and from Black P Stone.
Yeah, Bob could have.
Lil Bob came up to me. Look,
His voice matter.
Yeah, his voice definitely mattered. Lil Bob came up to me and said, "I'm with it as long as the big homies with it."
That's protocol.
Yeah, as long as the big homies with it, I'm with it, Alex. And I went to school with Lil Bob.
See, Nina Boy, take a note. You acting like the big homies is saying it's on, and you saying it should be as long as the little homies with
Man, I
it.
thought we was gonna stop point and shoot
Well,
with Nina Boy,
You
man.
thought wrong. Let me just say something to my homie, please, bro. Because I love Cuz. I see what he got going on. And I know when everybody against you, I know how easy it is to say, I don't give a fuck. But if it's a teaching moment, you just said that the little homies got to go according to what the big homies is thinking.
Because Lil Bob had a lot of respect for OG Cass. So, and I appreciated that. And I really appreciated that he came to me to the side and said, I'm with it. But if Kaz ain't with it, I'm not going to be with it, you know?
Hey, sorry.
I know that element.
All right, since you keep going back to Nina Boy, the thing with Nina Boy, he make good points, and I think he don't be having nothing else to say, and he don't want it to be air right there, and then that's when he get to sounding crazy. He be saying like little stupid shit, and a lot of shit he say, it be spot on. He trying to sound like a pimp too much, like you giving game while you saying what you saying to get to sounding dumb.
Yeah.
Because when he say, oh, the shooters, no, but he talking about the ones that's putting in work in.
He meant to say the young niggas that's not mature, that don't think like y'all. That's what he meant to say, but he called those the shooters. Not knowing it might be a 60-year-old shooter. He don't, you know.
No, but I'm saying, but you do gotta get at the younger, you know what I'm saying? Because that's who doing the groundwork. You do have to holler at them.
You think it's the way Nina Boy could have got that message out without
he don't know how to, like I said,
articulated.
Right. He didn't know how to. If he had stopped trying to talk like what Boss said, Messy Marv, it just if he talked regular, you'll understand what he's saying, bro. Like he didn't say nothing too off. He just, and then it sounds like it's coming in from a negative standpoint. Yep. It don't sound like it's concerning or they're just this how I'm feeling and you just letting them know. But it just kind of like it sounding pessimistic. That's what it sounded like. But man, I don't know.
Thank you for a lesson, bro. You taught me amongst all things at this point in our relationship to be astute about my self-checking, self-reflecting.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to thank you for reminding me how important that is. And then I want to use this moment to extend that to the homie Nina boy, bro. Self-reflection, self-checking. There's nothing wrong with that, bro. It's nothing wrong with realizing I may have, could have, should have done it different and approaching, bro. On my mama, I love you though. Neighborhood Nina from the 9.
Hey, but see, and another thing, all of this stuff take time. So when you doing these meetings and then somebody admittedly on the internet, then I mean that's kind of normal though, for people to feel how they feel.
Definitely.
So and everybody
And he realized that. You're right.
Everybody in different points of their life though. So, and then somebody in a prime just now getting their gangsta on trying to get the stripes that this dude up here got, and you trying to hardy talking about a man. Hold on,
And I know
I
Nina
still
boy
got
well
groundwork
enough
to
know
do.
Nina boy.
All right, man. This is not a segment about Nina Boy.
I ain't trying to keep bringing them up.
Okay,
He blaming it on me.
I wanted to focus on Crips coming together shortly after the Pyru Peace Walk.
Right.
We saw an amazing brotherhood of Crips that were from opposite sides that are coming together, and I just want to make sure we celebrate that, and we also push and encourage for more of that. How we got off that, I don't know, but let's focus on that.
Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying. Everybody in different places in their life though, so you just can't be condemning people and talking about who's stupid and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because they doing something you was doing at their age. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of hard. Like when an OG who's already 55, 60 years old talking about put the guns down. Well, you weren't thinking that when you was 21.
You was addicted to that motherfucking pistol in your hand. Yeah.
So it's kind of hard when you got these kids that are, let's say, when you 16 to 25, you in gangbang mode.
Right.
And all of these OGs were in that mode at one time, and nobody could have told you to stop.
Right.
But now we're expecting young people to stop. But I'm for that, because maybe we can show them to see something different that didn't exist in the 80s or the 90s. You know, Look at all the social media. Look at how easy it is to try to create a demo tape. Remember how, man, I don't know if you went through this, but when I was coming up in the 80s, it was so difficult to do a rap demo tape. Bro. You had to have so much money and so much studio time and discs and keyboards and all this stuff that you don't even need now.
Bro, I was just trying to explain to one of my constituents.
Hey, you just got off the P shit.
Yeah.
You just went hip hop.
I did, because I'm trying to let people know how easy it is for a 16 to 25-year-old to say, you know what, I ain't going gangbang. I can go do a demo right now, because I'm trying to say 15, 20 years ago, that demo was like, you would have never thought I can do a demo tape, a mixtape.
Yeah, go ahead, because you know, bro, on my mom, I swear to God, I had a gazillion Google thoughts since you've been talking.
But I just point to Spider, because I'm sure early in his career it was harder to produce a song than it is in 2024.
Bro, I just recently had a conversation with someone that I'm involved in creating podcast style content with. And on our dynamic of our conversation, I felt like they were looking for too much out of what I had to provide, almost like compensation. And my explanation was, look, bro, I want to provide you with a service that I think is of value, but before you get starry-eyed or thinking it's different, this is what I have for you. Imagine yourself being a rapper and you're in need of free studio time. This is what I have for you, bro. Unlimited amount of free studio time, but I'm actually talking about being displayed and presented on the platforms that you and I are building.
Yeah.
So I get that studio time reference.
So I think there's more things that are accessible to that young person that's 16 to 25 that he could find a future in, like picking up a camera. You can shoot a movie on an iPhone. You can cut a song in a quiet room in your house on a laptop. You know, there's so many things to do that I think in the 80s and 90s, a lot of us that were in that age were like, damn, what the heck am we going to do with my life? You know, everything seems so unreachable.
Alex, bro, as big homies, and you go tell somebody stop at a drop of a dime, they give them something to do then. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, okay, one day I was on my way up to No Jumper, mess with Spider and shit. The homie, he just belling through the set and shit. You know what I'm saying? My little female, oh, look at who. I'm like, hey, pull over. I'm like, what you doing? Oh, man, hop in. We go slide to No Jumper, get him out the set for a little while.
Yeah.
I think he was there when homie Tony B-Rock came to.
I was there, and I know about providing that for gangbangers.
So give them something to
And
do.
let them see something.
Yeah,
I love doing that.
But I don't like people just getting on the internet like, you know what I'm saying, trying to act like people like little gangbangers or dirty jaws or they just nobodies because they not what y'all talking about. They just not there.
I'm glad you brought that up because every one of my homies, bro, it be all shots. I ain't gonna speak on the, but every one of my homies that been around us that know me, they all done had an experience somewhat industry related based on me having that desire that you just described, just to like look, just trying to show the homies that we close to this shit than we ever been. So I know what that feel like, hitting the corner, seeing a homie who he on some dusty shit. His life easty, burnt out, stressed out. You like, hop in. He have no idea we finna go to a whole nother, And when he get there, you make everybody there treat him like royalty and making, my homies know me for that.
Yeah.
No, that you gotta respect what people out of life, and then you know what I'm saying. It take longer for others. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and then there's also sometimes there's an addiction to the life. There's an addiction to the streets that it's like trying to get off a drug. You know, you can't quit the streets cold turkey sometimes. You know.
My name is Spider Loc, and I have an addiction to the streets.
Let me ask you a question, Alex, a trivia. When everybody was piecing it up during the riots and all that, what hood absolutely didn't participate at all?
You talking 1992?
Right.
Ooh, that's a good one. What hood did not participate at all?
At all.
In 92. I mean, there's a lot of hoods didn't participate.
A lot of them said that.
Yeah.
But they had their party Crips or party Bloods over there.
But there's a lot of small hoods for him to try to think about every
so many
hood.
hoods. I couldn't. Maybe the Hoovers.
That's what I hope the crowd heard me say groove.
I got a story on man, hell no, not the whole. About the Swans. The Swans didn't participate. They was absolute. They wasn't with it.
But I got family and friends that's been from Swan day one. So
Call
what they didn't do it by, don't do that. I've done it. Don't do it.
No, we're not.
No, not right now.
Yeah.
Hell no, I'm talking about like, you know what I'm saying? That's your relatives.
Well,
Like,
I'm saying it might not have been they're not all relatives, but I'm saying they might not have did it as a banner for the hood, but the back door of the interaction still was a lot of like, I'm gonna miss you if you miss me.
I didn't even get
But
that.
the 92 truce was really the first full step. Like where we're at now is a descendant of what happened in 92.
But that ain't this right now not a descendant.
It's all related.
No, because we come together when we oppressed, bro.
How old was
like
you in 92?
When we in jail, when some shit like that happened, like in 92, Trayvon Martin, because the homies was rioting, see in the 60s, and they keep looting it. Like when it's shit like that, we not tripping on each other.
How old was you in 92?
That's when we come together.
How old was you in 92, Munchie?
But 92 showed the possibility because we got to
How old were
remember in 91 you would say it's impossible for a Crip and a Blood to be in the same room.
How old were you in 92,
And
Munchie?
to them people come and play.
How old were you in 92,
That's the
Munchie?
common enemy. That ain't important, bro.
I'm just trying to get an idea of your perspective, bro.
I was 2 or 3 or some shit.
Straight Politicking the podcast.
Hey, no.
But look,
my niggas.
92. You're saying 92 was a result of the Watts riots. I mean, sorry, the LA riots. But what you
Not
don't
the
know,
riots. I'm talking about all in each other projects, putting to each other hoods and kumbaya.
That was a quick, fast moment, bro.
no, but those talks actually started in the late 80s. If you
Talking
ever
about the loan table and shit.
no, with the Grape Streets, the Bounty Hunters, if you talk to Aquila Sherrills and his brother Daoud Sherrills, these dudes was at Jim Brown's house. Jim Brown is really the catalyst for the first real Crips and Bloods being in the same room at the same time under Ameri Khan.
So what I think of Farrakhan, Jim Brown is the reality of that, the real deal.
Jim Brown is the real deal when it comes to this. And I think Jim Brown is really the godfather of LA gangs trucing.
What's up, Cam? It's on you, bro. You the new version of that, bro. Tap in, big homie.
Because they were in his house in 1988, and Jim Brown was trying to figure out a way to bring Crips and Bloods together.
That's hard.
He the pioneer of gang prevention and intervention.
And then guess who his street right hand man was?
Michael Exception.
T. Rogers from Out the Bit.
Ooh, all these-
Well, I say Out the Biddy,
Rest
but
in
he's
peace.
he's both
A legend, yeah.
Jungle and the Biddy. So T. Rogers was really one of the first interventionists, but Malik Spellman says he was doing it also. I didn't know Malik in the 80s, but Malik also goes way back too.
Alex, is your brain and your information compartmentalized like file cabinets or like you know so much about so much stuff, bro? I don't understand. I admire that. Salute, bro.
So you disagree? We don't come together when it's some oppressed type thing
No, I-
just a,
Survival.
I agree. I agree that the like police brutality is some sort of significant event. But
or some major racial issue.
yeah, man. But what happened in '92? These guys was at the table prior to all of that happened, and then the timing was just perfect. The riots hit, and boom, the brothers came together. They had already been talking for a couple of years.
But what great and Bonnie Hunters got to do with the rest of South Central, Inglewood, Long Beach?
That's
What
the
they got to do with
issue.
that?
No, that's the issue. Because
That's what I'm saying. That's what brought everything together when they seen what happened in '92.
It was the media that made that seem like something. Just like when Nipsey died, bro. They were celebrating
I don't want to
peace.
talk about that, bro.
I do.
No, because
Let me make my point though, please. When Nipsey passed, everybody was celebrating peace in LA, not aware that in Watts, the same people you're discussing right now, it was bodies dropped. They had a war going on that same week where they was mourning in Watts the same week we were celebrating peace because of Nipsey's death with the apparent media. You got to remember the media is promoting a lot of this shit, bro.
but when you throw things out there, it make it extremely difficult for me to rebuttal.
Such as
When anybody refer to somebody as the keyway Christ, I can't really go back and forth with that person.
because you're not a keyway. You have nothing to do with what the keyway discuss when
The
you're
word,
not around.
but
you have nothing to do with what we present as our Christ.
But I grew up as a Christian though, and you said Christ.
Okay, but
That's what I'm saying. And like,
if you grew up
if
as a
you
Christian,
biblical, that's blasphemy.
but the word Christ is not biblical, bro. There are many Christs. That's what happened.
Okay, so when you hear Christ, what you think of though?
What-
The average person.
I'm not speaking for the average person, bro. I'm speaking when you go to an encyclopedia, it wasn't written for the average person. Those who want exalted knowledge have to educate themselves to understand the exalted perception.
Hey, look. All I'm saying is, I'm not big on the Bible. I know God is a jealous God.
You ain't no
and
keyway. You ain't no keyway.
Like keyway
God's
Christ.
name ain't Christ, bro.
No. Or we'll take that out of it. Anybody that referred to somebody as in a high regard like that, it'd be very hard to even rebuttal anything.
Thank you.
So
I love rebuttals that are difficult.
no, because he held in a high regard.
Guess
Well,
what?
how would I even
Can I make,
rebuttal?
only for you, my brother, I will explain to you why I make the correlation. Christ died and did things on behalf of others so they don't have to. And as a key way, I think Nipsey led a life and died a death that provides a warning similar to Christ on our behalf. On top of the prophetic things that I would like to attach to him, we'll take that apart. But this is me personally, bro. Christ went to the cross so you don't have to. Nipsey died in his set behind politics so I don't have to.
All right.
Way shit. Yeah.
Okay, y'all. Another episode of Straight Politicking. Make sure you tap into that Beezy interview in the show notes below. All our Instagrams are down there below. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, and wherever you listen to podcasts, we are there, and we out.